Hi, Emma.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm alright.
You're welcome. Was I in the right spot, or were you just not ready?
I was there. I was like, I needed 1 minute, but that's an apartment building, and you would just like go into that parking lot.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
no worries. I was
Okay.
like, I'll just walk down.
Okay, great.
It's really confusing.
Okay. Are you doing okay this morning?
In 2 miles, keep right to stay on Rosa Elkhart Boulevard.
What are you wearing? You are overshadowing my Febreze.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I am wearing this Aribe perfume called Desertland, and then it's like body oil.
Okay.
It's called like Riddle body.
Really? Riddle?
Yeah, Riddle oil, and it's this like body oil that is supposed to bring out the natural pheromones in your own skin. So it's like very like fresh and not. Shouldn't be like too much.
Really?
But yeah.
Wow.
It's great.
Never. So it's 2 things you have on.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, it's very fresh. I think of all the rides I've had, I think you're about the freshest person.
That's great to know.
Yeah. Like, no one has been able to overshadow my Febreze. I'm like, how dare she? But it smells good.
Right.
It smells good, though. I try to keep the car smelling good. You know, you have people get in that smoke, that drink, you know. So I try to, you know, keep that bottle of Febreze, Lysol, you know, just to keep the environment, you know, kosher. Yeah, it makes the ride better if the car smells good and if it's clean.
Yes. I'm a receptionist, and when I have a little candle warmer on my desk, and if I have like a candle on that thing, like people walk in and are like, "What? It smells so good."
Yeah.
And it's like, it's this really small thing, but it just makes people feel more comfortable.
Like, literally, you just don't, you know how much that changes. I used to ride Uber and Lyft a while back, and I would get in, and if someone's car smelled good, that was the first thing that I would say.
Yeah.
I appreciate your car. They would say, really? And I would be like, oh, yeah. I was like, because you have no idea how many times you pick people up and their car smells like whatever. Feet.
It's true.
You know.
It's a small detail that.
Yeah, and so I said, I just commend you on doing this type of job and still being able to take the time to make sure that it's, you know, it smells great. And they would be like, oh, thank you so much. You know, no one ever notices. I do. Can't see how you can't. That's the first thing you notice when you get in the car.
I know.
Because everyone takes a deep breath.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like,
it's kind of like I tell people all the time, like when I'm talking casually, I say, when you walk by people, you're going to leave a scent. Why not make it a fresh one?
Yeah, exactly.
Why not, you know, just make it fresh? Because it's just the after win. It's not, you know, it's just life. That's the way that it works.
So true.
And so, so why not make it a fresh one? Yeah. Yeah, everyone laughs and says, wow, only you would think of that. It's so true. It's true. I mean, when you walk by people, the wind is still behind you.
Right.
And so, you know, why not make it a pleasant experience for everyone? You know what? This is my first day ever driving Uber I think, at 7-something in the morning. Probably 8-something for sure, but never 7-something.
Oh, yeah.
And I do not think I will probably do this again.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I've never ran into this much traffic before. I was like, what in the heck is going on? Go over here?
Yeah, this lane becomes like a turning lane. That's unofficial. There's always traffic right here.
I was like, okay, what the deal?
I know. It's rough.
So are you going to CVS and going somewhere else or back home?
Yeah, so I'm going to CVS just to pick up my medicine, and then I'm going to a dentist appointment.
Okay. So hopefully we don't have to get back in that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like I totally had no clue about how the traffic was. It took me almost 20 minutes to get to you.
Yeah,
and
it's
so
ridiculous.
I was like, what is this?
Oh.
And then I was like, oh, that's why I'm never here for the shenanigans.
Yeah, and I can't figure it out. It's like, I swear the difference of, like, around right now versus right before 9, I swear right before 9, it's like crazy. It's even crazier.
You know what? Every time I come down here, I just don't know what the leaders are thinking. Or if they're not. But I literally say every time I come down here, like, if you know that so many people come here every single day to live and your roads are not changing, why not just go ahead and, instead of wasting like so much money to spend, to repair these roads or expand them, why not just go ahead and build a tunnel that goes around the city?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I mean, do you really see the concept of that? Like, literally. That way you have both. You have the road and you have that. And it just takes so much traffic off the road and doesn't have to spend money, because they would never be able to repair this. You see why? Because they would have to.
There's no way to expand.
Nope, because the building is right there and the building is right there. So they will never be able to fix this. So the only thing they could do is tunnel it.
But no, they're gonna, have a Tesla to
They should. I totally agree with that.
It's like,
he is a jackass. You don't have to come to me that close. Like, he was all in this other lane. Like, if I was 2 feet over that way, he would have hit me. He's a jackass. Early in the morning, doing the most.
Yeah, like, I'm from here, and it's just like, I've just watched my whole life not understanding, like, they care so much about the tourism, but they don't really care as much about the people that actually live here and grow and all of that. For so long now, I swear, it's just like, when it comes to, like, infrastructure that'll, like, make living better. And,
and then
humans, it's like, no, we care more about these big, like, money, like, you know, people coming and visiting, or like politicians coming in town and hosting a Super Bowl and all this stuff. And it's like,
But I say that can be great, but the tunnel makes money because people pay for it.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that is worth their putting on the agenda because they make tons of residual income from that. And then when people come in town, you got this like amazing tunnel that you could go through, and it's like an attraction.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just like, yeah. I mean, every time I come here, I say, yes, downtown in any area is great, but you are so limited because the buildings are directly on the street, so you will never be able to expand. It's almost like building and saying, nope, and we're never going to change this.
Yeah.
That's what it's like. And that's insane. When you have a bus place right there. That's insane. So the tunnel should start at the bus stop and go around and link into the stadium. That way, when they get it all done and people are coming in, then they are just like, you don't even see all that traffic. Can you imagine what that's going to be like when they get down here and they have a game? Oh my Lord. You can just get the headache in advance.
Yeah.
All right, now how do we do this? Every time I come down here, I get confused. Am I going on that side, like there to the right?
Yeah.
All right.
You're gonna go.
All right, thanks. So that means I need to get over as soon as possible. Alright, imagine that. I got able to get over. Woohoo! Somebody was nice. I'm shocked. So are you normally working this early or?
No, well, I normally get to work at 9, but I just have a dentist appointment.
And then you're going to work?
Yeah.
Alright, so you're not going to play hooky all day?
I wish. I so wish, but I'm an hourly in Ferguson, so I'm
okay.
like, if I don't get paid, then that'll stink.
It will. That's how I felt about today. I was like, you could totally skip today. And I was like, but making up Uber is, I mean, if you put in the work, yeah, you will totally make it up. But I was just like, you really should go to work and just not play hooky another day.
It's just, it's always a struggle.
Mm-hmm. But I tell myself sometimes, okay, I'll take another day off because I'll just make more money tomorrow. Now, I really be wanting to go home. You know what I'm saying? And so when I get out here, it's like, okay, I'm driving, I'm having fun, and then I'm like, no, I want to go home. And so I never do that. So have to work, have to pay bills, have to adult. you lived in Nashville all your life?
I have. I grew up I grew up in Bellevue, but like
Okay.
out by like the Loveless Cafe, like pretty far, close to like the Natchez trees, like
Okay.
out in the country. And
Okay.
And then now I live in East Nashville,
Okay.
right after you get off. You pick me up. So.
Okay. So all of your family lives here too?
Yes. Well, my older sister lives in New Orleans now, but other than that.
Okay. Do you go visit her often?
Yeah, not as often as I want to and as I should. But I went to like jazz. I go a lot. Like we grew up going to this grew up Catholic and like grew up going to this summer camp. That's right outside of Nashville, and it's been there since like the 1930s, and it's the only Catholic summer camp in the South, like for like a really long time. And
Okay.
so this sounds like why are you talking about this? But because like I started going to that summer camp from like when I was like 6 or 7, or
Okay.
when I was like 7 or 8 actually,
Okay.
until I worked there for 4 years, but so forever. And so some of my really, really good friends when I was little were all from New Orleans because people like their grandparents sent them there, like just growing up Catholic, and it's like a random thing.
Okay.
But I have like so many really good friend connections in New Orleans, so I get to visit, but I haven't visited in like a little while. Last year I went to Jazz Fest, which was really fun, and it was like my second time. It was great. It's just really, really, really hot. I love visiting New Orleans when it's like Christmas time or like when it's kind of like normally cold here, because it's nice down there. But yeah, I love visiting.
Okay. I have never been, but
Turn right on Broadway.
I have heard about it.
Yeah, of course, everyone just like thinks about like the drinking and like the trashy, like the crazy, getting fucked, like super drunk, and like certain maybe like the more negative connotation or something. But like there's so much cool. It has so much history. And it's such a cute spot to visit, and when you're there as someone that like I lived in Guatemala after I graduated college, and like then traveled or spent some time in Europe and the UK, and like as someone that's done that, it's like New Orleans is like just feels like you're in Europe or something. Like it feels like you're not in the United States.
Really?
Yes, which is so cool. Like I went to Paris for the first time like 2 years ago. When I was there. It's so funny. I had this moment of like this innocent thought of like, I feel like I've had food like this before. Like this place kind of reminds me of somewhere.
You had like a deja vu
I'm thinking
moment?
about New Orleans, but it's like obviously Paris came first. Like
really?
Yeah, but like France, there's so much French influence down there.
So what was the food like?
Oh, the food in Paris? Oh my god. I mean, just like the bar is so high right off the bat, and the food is so good, and the culture around it I feel like is so like food is like sacred, and like the food. I mean, it's just like art, and it really is, not to be cheesy, but it really is like that vibe of what it says in the movies. Like you feel like you're in like a wonderland.
Was it really sexy?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, yes. Like it's beautiful. Obviously, there's some parts where you're like, it's kind of dirty, or like it's kind of. But so is every city. Like.
But what I heard the people there are not nice. They told me they aren't.
That's what people say, and I think that like they were so nice to me.
Okay.
But the friend that I was traveling with, she's a lot more. You might want to get in the left lane. There you go.
It says it up here. But you're right. I should get over earlier because I want to make sure I'm able to cut it.
Right.
And so it's saying on Broadway, so I'm still going that way?
You're just like going slightly left. Like it splits right here between these buildings, and so you're just going to go like diagonally left.
Okay, great. I'm so happy that you know where you're going.
I mean, I take the bus now, and so I'm honestly used to like the way they drive, and they're just ready for it. Honestly.
Okay. All right, so your friend, they weren't nice to her?
They weren't as nice to her because she was, to be fair, like, her personality is more bold and, like, doesn't exactly come off as, like, super sweet and inviting and, like, you know, and welcoming, or maybe just not even... I feel like it's just like anywhere. Like, even if I don't speak a single ounce of French.
Okay.
But if you act like you are actually really interested and really, really interested in where you are and, like, grateful for everything and, like, kind of interested in their culture and all the things, like, they're gonna be so nice to you. Whereas if you walk around, like, which unfortunately, I'm not saying everybody's like this, but Americans get a little reputation of walking around in another country as if they're like, they own the place.
Okay.
You can't. If you act like that,
Okay, so basically, you don't go there and act like you live there, like it's America.
You're like, I mean,
so you respect it.
Like, of course, if you went there, you probably wouldn't like act that way. It's like I kind of have to say that because you forget not everybody's personality, and I just think that yes, once you like travel literally anywhere outside of the United States. Everybody knows every single like little thing going on about the United States all the time.
Okay.
Because we're so like influential and rules. And so like they kind of are gonna expect you to be like an American, and if not, they're like, oh, okay, you're a good person.
Okay. Wow. I would have never guessed it.
Yeah. It's so funny how say one little thing and then it comes out.
Girl, where is
CVS? Right to this. Or you can just sit right here.
Okay.
And I'll just be right out.
All right. Thank you. Wow. What time do they open?
They open at 9. But it's okay. My dentist is I'm like this is fine anyway.
You sure?
Yeah, I'll go on my way. Or I'll go again. Just don't here.
Wow.
That's your job on Tennessee Family Dental here.
Holy crap. So were they open at all?
The store, see, that's why I think of the store, yes. The pharmacy inside.
Oh my God, so weird. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's
Well, at least you are on our way. Aren't I down here like by school or something?
Yeah, you're by Vanderbilt, like all of Vanderbilt's Kansas University.
I thought so. I wonder what that is. I know it's not a house. I think that's a house. I just think that it has the most amazing landscaping and the chairs. I'm all for a good patio. Yeah, I'm totally sold on that. You know, the yard, grass, I love to sit out. Yeah, I hadn't sat on mine yet, and I'm working on it. Definitely, I definitely like all for to sit out. Yeah, definitely. And I can Girl, I live in Kentucky, and I come down here and drive, and I have to watch these signs because Uber will tell you to do stuff that is totally not what you should do. And they'll say, make a U-turn, and then you're just following because, you're trying to do it. Oh, yeah.
There's things like that, and I just go, it's not.
I actually got pulled over one time, and I said, Uber said, Uber can't tell you what to do with that. And I was like, so now I watch every thing and try to pay attention, but it still can be tricky when you're getting caught up in the day. So I just pray and ask God to keep me mindful, when I'm riding, so I'm alert and, just focused. Totally. He has on a pair of shirts. Maybe he's been. Right as soon as you get in. Literally as soon as you get in. So they call it a border. Every time they say that, I'm thinking they're talking about something else.
I don't know, I right across. My aunt and my cousin used to live in Mississippi, in Hernando, Mississippi, which is literally right. It's basically right next to us. But it's just right over the Mississippi border.
Okay. Everybody's got their bags this morning. Yeah, so that is what I live in Kentucky. I come down here to drive. You were my first ride for the day, and then I go back home. And then I turn on Lyft, and then I drive for Lyft for a little while. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's good.
I do okay. I definitely don't do the best. I'm not putting a dent in Uber. I never drive 12 hours. You'll do good to get me for 8. But I do enough just to pay my bills. I wish, I had the mindset to come out here and do the full 12-hour shift. And if I, didn't have a few issues with different things with Uber, I probably would. But there's just a few things about it that I don't like. And so I don't want to be in a... Okay, for example, you can't choose where you go. I don't like that. Like they had it where you could set your preference on how far you would drive. They don't allow that. And so, you could end up here, you could end up in a drug neighborhood, you could end up, you're going wherever someone needs a ride. And if you don't accept that ride, you are pointed. So, I mean, you're given a little bit of grace, but in order to get the most grace out of it, you have to accept the most rides. So basically, if it's a numbers game. And so, they say, well, we don't want you to be put in a situation, because I told them the other day, a girl got in here and left her joint right on the back of the floor. And for alcohol over the floor and everything. And they said, we are so sorry about that, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, but if you didn't go to drug areas, you wouldn't have that issue. It would be less than likely. But they want to give everyone a ride, and everybody can't get a ride. Everybody can't, because you have to think about the driver. If they want to go there, then we will allow it. But overall, I think they should have like a scoring system. Like if I go in front of this place, is this your dentist?
No.
Okay. And I say, well, I thought that place was a drug place, and I don't feel comfortable. And so what they'll do is say, okay, well, 7 other riders said the same thing, or drivers, so we have taken that off the map. That is what I mean.
So they don't do
No, not at all. Not at all. You have to go wherever the person wants to be picked up. Alright.
Why keep going?
Is this one? Oh, it's right here. I see it right here. Well, I didn't want to just drop you off on her.
Right.
Well, thank you so much. Please check behind yourself and make sure you didn't leave anything. And you have a great day.
You too.
Bye-bye.